Vauxhall Astra sold over here, the Tourer, which is on axle stands. No, it's not had the wheels pinched, they've gone to paint. We are in Crewe, so it wouldn't surprise me if the wheels have been pinched. I can say that because I was born and bred here.
This video is sponsored by Vehicle Score. Vehicle Score is a free vehicle checking service which you can visit by going to vehiclescore.co.uk. Simply type in a registration number and you will get a unique score to your vehicle. You can compare your score to the average in Vehicle Score's database. It's full of free useful information such as a mileage tracker history. It gives you a comprehensive breakdown of your MOT history for things like advisories and also wear and tear items. It gives you performance data, an estimated valuation, an estimated lifespan of the vehicle compared to others like it. It's full of free useful information. Also as well, they also have their 2 new features, including the new car insurance tip section to help you save money on your next car insurance quote, and their new AI mechanic, which will help you if you have any issues with a car, trying to diagnose any faults or common issues you might be having with a particular vehicle. But it doesn't end there, because Vehicle Score also offer their paid checks. These checks start from less than a cup of coffee and will check to see things like if your vehicle has ever been involved in an accident, whether it's been written off by an insurance company to a Category N or a Category S. Maybe it's an unrecorded write-off, so it's gone for a salvage auction and you weren't aware of it. It'll also check to see if your vehicle's ever been imported or exported, ever been used as a taxi, has outstanding finance. They offer some of the most comprehensive checks out there, and all this information is assured with their £10,000 data guarantee. The paid checks are some of the most comprehensive priced out there, and it gets better because you guys get a discount. Simply use the promo code CARUK20 to get 20% off any of those paid checks. But remember guys, the basic service is completely free and it's constantly evolving. So make sure you download the Vehicle Score app, get yourself over to vehiclescore.co.uk and give them a try.
Hi there, welcome back to the channel, to Car UK and to this car pitch update. So what has been going on over Easter here at the car pitch? Well, we've had a really busy last few days. Easter itself wasn't brilliant. I won't say it was rubbish, but it wasn't great either. Bang in the middle. We sold a few cars last week, a few like week before. We did have a good spell a few weeks ago, and what we really needed at the moment was basically just be selling a few a week and be able to sort of replace more than what we were selling, which is what was happening a few weeks ago. Anyway, we've managed to get ahead of the game until this Tuesday, when we reopened on Tuesday, all hell broke loose and we just went on a big selling spree. We managed to sell about 5 or 6 cars in the last few days out of nowhere, so literally half the stock we managed to recoup has just gone again. Now we have got more stock coming in, so it's not the end of the world, but now we're in sold mode. We've got to get all these vehicles done, prepped and out. Everyone wants them yesterday, so I think it's about time we go outside. I can show you what new arrivals we've had, what we've sold, what we've worked on, and basically what's been going on here down at the car pitch. So let's go and have a mooch outside.
Right, let's have a quick look outside. It's getting knocking on a bit late now, but we'll persevere. First thing, Ford Focus. Usually this is the point where I'll be going, it's not moved, we've done nothing to it, it's in prep, blah, blah, blah. Actually, I can give you some progress report on this. Not only is it, well, actually progressed through a little bit of prep, or started, we've sold the car. We've sold the car. Had a guy in midweek, which is when we got on a bit of a selling spree. Not much left on sale, but he came in and he wanted a Ford Focus, ideally in blue or silver. He wanted something that wasn't Bobby Basic, and he wanted a petrol. There we go. Titanium 1.6 petrol in blue. Beautiful. And he bought it. Never even had a test drive on it or nothing. He's obviously seen us around on the channel and stuff like that, so obviously took a bit of faith with us. Bonnet is up because we're doing a cam belt on it and water pump. So we're doing that as we speak. It's got a noisy water pump. It's previously had I'll show you now, actually the rock covers off, so it looks a bit. It's previously had an alternator on it as well. Probably misdiagnosed, to be fair, the alternator, noisy. But yeah, it was a water pump that was noisy. So basically it's having a belt and a pump kit on it as well. Obviously a cam belt and water pump. It's just all been marked up there, as you can see. But yeah, that's all coming on nicely. So I'll pop that down there. Put a new rock cover gasket as well on it. And yeah, so we'll get that progress next few days. So I'm pleased with that one. I would show you around it, but I think I've locked it. Yeah, just locked it. But like I said, we've got that sold, which is good news. We've also sold quite a few. We'll go through them as we walk around the pitch. Kia, this is not sold. This is only just landed a few days ago. We bought this last week. We bought a big ruck of cars last week. We bought about 7 or 8. Traded a couple of those 7 or 8 I bought last week on. But we've got the Kia Rio here. I've got an i10 which is over there. We'll show you in a minute. There's a couple of little bits of C1 I bought as well. We're on an iX20. We've done quite a few bits, to be fair. But this is the Rio. Nice thing, 5-door, 1.2 petrol. Good news, these are. Really, really good news. I like these. This is just Balvalet's just making a start on it because it is filthy dirty inside. So he's got to work his magic on it. Oh, it's locked. It all seems to be locked today. I'll show you inside in it, but it is a bit filthy. 5-speed manual, 1.2 petrol. Interior, other than the fact that it wants valeting, is actually in good order. Paintwork's not in bad shape either. It's cut really well actually. It's just a wash so far, but it was handy money that. I've got that towards the end of a sale last week. That is not the sort of stuff that I would usually be sort of getting on the cheap side, to be honest with you. I think I gave around the 1,600 quidish mark. Might be slightly more than that. Maybe 1,700 quid. I'll put the exact amount here. Anyway, it wasn't as dear as I thought it was going to be. Usually these things are a couple of grand sort of territory, sometimes 2,200 quid in this sort of era, 90,000 miles, 12, 13 plate ones. And a lot of them are 3 doors as well, which I don't like. 5 doors are what you want. So we bought it, handy money, it's got a good retail margin in it. We've already started a little bit of prep on it. It's been on the ramp already. We've ordered a wishbone arm for it, which I think has been done. Also some tyres as well. So I think tyre on that side. I think it's having one on the back as well. Strip and clean the brakes. Ordered a service pack for it. Just a few bits and bobs really. But that's progressing this week. Going to get it valeted now and hopefully on sale. Quickly in the workshop, Turan, which is sold car. We've already seen that sold from the previous week. That has been waiting on sorting out a door lock mechanism. What a pain in the arse that's been. So we had an issue with the key fobs where effectively the key fobs weren't locking and unlocking properly. Anyway, we located an issue of a door lock. We managed to get hold of one through my parts man, who kindly got it off for me in a nick of time, fitted it today, got the key man out, who was coming for another car, which I'll show you in a minute. I got him to quickly have a look at the fobs. He took them apart, fixed them all up, put new batteries in them, got them running superb. So that is now ready to go for ticket tomorrow, out for Monday now. That's going out, so I'm pleased about that one. That's all been serviced as well. A couple of tyres on it, a few other little bits on it. Cash guy, man with bike. Update on man with bike. Man with bike is picking this up hopefully Saturday. So we'll see when he turns up. I'll try and get an image of him on his bike. Hopefully he's going to pick up on his bike. I hope he does. And we can hopefully drive away into the sunset and debuff the myth of man on bike. So we'll see how we get on with that one. But until he's gone, he hasn't actually bought the car yet. So he's still got time to cock. So we'll see. This is been waiting on engine mount. So I noticed when I drove it back, it had a little bit of vibration. When you drove it and changing gears, a little bit sort of lurchy, which is common on these. Engine mounts were sort of tated on it. I ordered some online, the company I use, the same mounts you'd get from your local motor factors, but they're like half the price. So I ordered them online because we've got a bit of time on this one, waiting around for it. They've arrived today, finally. So we've got them on. Also, going to be ordering I think it's going to have a wishbone arm on it. And also, what else are we doing to this one? Needs a tyre. Also needs servicing. A few other little bits like that. Obviously, just general sort of stuff. It's had all new brakes on it. Not by us, but it's had all brakes all round. So they just want sort of just sort of quick strip and clean. Make sure they're all put together right. That's really it, really. It's not a bad car. Change the door handle, internal door handle. They're usually very common on these Qashqais and Dukes and stuff for door handles. In fact, it looks like he's made a start on the engine mount, so there's the rear one there. So these always usually break, so we've got to change that already. We've got this to sort out as well. Got that to replace. We've got another one of those covers. So that's really it, really. But it's coming along nicely. We'll make a nice car for him, and hopefully we'll get that out in the next couple of days. That's tomorrow's job. Moving on outside, Polo is sold. We sold the Polo, literally, well, I don't think we managed to get it even on sale, technically. It had a price board in it, on the dash, and then a guy came in, and my colleague basically, obviously, was seeing what he wanted, and he had an idea of what he was after. Had a look at a few cars, a subscriber did. Had a look at a few cars, and he decided on this Polo. I think he was a subscriber. I'm pretty sure he was a subscriber. Anyway, there was an issue with the Polo, which my colleague wasn't aware of, but I was aware of it beforehand, shall we say. So basically, I've noticed when it's dried, we filmed this on the last update video, and the bodywork looked all right on it, and it generally actually is. But when it dries, you won't see it now because it's got rain on it, but when it dries, you can tell this door in particular, but also this one which it's blended into, has been painted. You probably can't tell at the moment, but basically it's darker here and it's lighter up here. And it's not so bad when it's got a bit of dealer's mist on it now. You can barely see it. But when it dries, you can notice it. So it does spoil the look of the car. So to be honest with you, me being too picky, I was just going to have both doors done. I was just going to get them both painted and blended and have it just done right. I mean, it effectively would have wiped out pretty much all the profit in the car. Probably left us with a few £100 if we were lucky. But I don't care. I just want it done right, and at the end of the day, it was easy. The rest of the car drives all right, so I was happy just to do that and, you know, sell it, move on, and be happy with the car going out right. However, I gave the option to the customer, said, look, the car needs going to paint, so you're going to have to wait probably 2 weeks at the moment because we're queued up with paint, or if you're not bothered, we'll discount it for you. He was happy with the discount, so basically I just knocked off the money pretty much that I would have paid for paint anyway, and he bought it, so he was happy with that. He wasn't really bothered, he just wants it as a run around. As long as it's mechanically sound, he's not that bothered, so that's great news on that front. So it saved us having to have it painted, and the customer's getting it a bit cheaper as well, and he wasn't that fussed, so yeah, not too bad result in the end of it. But there we go. Even my eagle eyes sometimes missed a bit of paint here and there. C1, we bought this last week in that big sort of splurge we had at the auction. That's a nice thing, it's come up well, has been valeted. A little bit of wear on the seat, which I'm a bit disappointed with, which I don't quite sure why I missed it. But just it's a little bit worn on the seat, and a little bit of a little nick in it. But it's not terrible by any means. But these are good sellers. We're not going to struggle with one of these. This has done 100,000 just. I think it's done 101. But it's a nice thing with alloys on it and a rev counter model. 3-door, nice colour. It's the colour that's going to sell that car on a 12 plate. I've popped it up for $24.95. It's a non-facelift one, so it's the last of this shape before they change the C1 facelift shape. The new facelift one on the C1s looks really, really nice. I'll put a picture of one here so I can show you what a facelift looks like. They do look better. So this, unfortunately, is the last of the pre-facelifts, but it doesn't really matter. They still sell. It's a bright car, $24.95. I'd be amazed if that's still here next week, to be honest with you. So we've now got a couple of a C1 and a 107 on sale. A C1 that's not a facelift and a 107 that is a facelift with a little bit less miles on. So we've got a couple of choices there. We've got the iX20 up on sale now. This is back from paint. This had a mark on this bumper here. Oh, sorry, the arch, sorry, I think it was. I've actually, I can show you a picture of it here. So that's what it looked like beforehand, but now it's all been done. It's come up lovely. Paintman's done a cracking job as always. The rest of the car's been buffed up as well. It's just come up really nice. A little 1.4 petrol iX20. It's, like I said, it's a 1.4 with alloys on it. Spec well, nice thing. Just a lovely car. Valet's done a good job of it again, just come up really well. Got a few goodies on it. It's just a nice old car. Drives really, really well. I'm really pleased with that. And like I said, a bit of history on it as well. Just an all-round nice thing. I think it's done 101,000 or 100,000 miles. So it's a little bit on the mileage side of it, to be fair. But they are decent cars, and they are reliable. Priced it accordingly. I've been online, had a look on the Auto Trader, see what's out there. I've stuck it up at $32.95, which is pretty much on the money, to be honest with you, for that sort of mileage. If it done 70,000 miles, it'd be $38.95, but it isn't. It's done 100,000 just, so obviously priced accordingly. So I think we sell all these all day long. i20s, iX20s, the Vengers, we get rid of them all. They all go. They're dead popular. Like I said, this is a nice spec one with a bit of glass sunroofs and lecky windows all around and aircon and all the little trinkets on it you want. Just a nice thing. Moving down the old sale row, we've got the KA now back and on sale. Nice bright thing this. We've had a few test drives on this week, and we've had a few irons in the fire on it, so I'm pretty sure by week's end this is going to be sold. So we've got two people who are umming on it. We've got a guy coming back with his daughter for a test drive. Stuck it up on sale at $27.95, sorry, $26.95, a bit cheaper than I thought. Nice thing, we saw this in the last update, but like I said, it's on sale now. We've managed to sort the dash out on it. We had a clock fault on it, basically, where the dash was all sort of illuminating, giving sort of funny readings. Very common on Fiat 500s and KAs. So anyway, we took the dash out, as you can see here, and popped it back in, got it sent off to ECU Testing, who do our dash repairs, and they sorted it out for us, put it back together, all running perfectly. You see, it's all ready to roll now. We are going to put a clutch in that as well, which is doesn't need a clutch at the moment, as in it's not slipping or anything, but it has got a little noise on the thrust bearing that's intermittent. And I know from memory on these clutches on these, it's a Fiat 500, I keep addressing it as, I know it's a Ford KA, but they're the same car. They do have these issues with the noisy thrust bearings that go a bit intermittent and they can fail prematurely. So we just do them because you said otherwise they just come back under warranty. Mini, still on sale. We've had an interest on that. 107, again, keep having interest on that, but never gets over the line. God knows why, because it's a really nice one. Even dropped the price as well to $2,995. Hopefully that will go imminently. Bit of interest on the Picanto, a little bargain Picanto I bought, $38.95. It's up for, this has done 45,000 miles. I bought this off a private punter. It was quite a cheap little car, to be fair, but it did look quite poorly when I picked it up. It wasn't staying running properly, it had a battery fault issue and a few other little bits and bobs, but we've managed to solve that now. So it's got full service history, 45,000 miles. I am going to put a clutch in this as well. At the moment, it's still got the original clutch in it, simply because it drives pretty much all right. It's just got a very, very slight judder when you set off in first when it's cold. It's probably the original clutch in it, so we are going to put a clutch in it, hopefully next week if we get time. But to the moment, it doesn't stop people from using it or test driving it. I see most people probably wouldn't know what I'm talking about, but I know it needs a clutch, so we are going to do it, and they are quite common on the Cantos for clutches failing quite prematurely, so we'll just put one in it for peace of mind. And we've got enough margin in it, so I'm happy to put a clutch in it. So I'm quite pleased with that little Canto, the little 5-door thing. Nice thing, like I said, with that low miles on, we're getting a bit of interest, so we'll see how that goes. Now, sold cars, again, we've got the Vauxhall Astra sold over here, the Tourer, which is on axle stands. No, it's not had the wheels pinched, they've gone to paint. We are in Crewe, so it wouldn't surprise me if the wheels have been pinched. I can say that because I was born and bred here. But Astra Tourer has sold. We had a subscriber on it come down. He basically wants it for a paint and decorating vehicle. He's doing a bit of paint and decorating, and he just wants a spare car, basically, a car to replace the one he's using because he's trashing it. So this is ideal for him. Petrol thing, Tourer, lots of space in it, get all his bits and bobs in it. So we're going to progress on that with this week. The wheels have been sent off to paint because they want refurbing, which was we planned to do actually, but anyway, we've had to obviously bring it forward now. Obviously, it being sold. Wants new rear brakes. As you can see, they are absolutely hanging, the rear brakes on it. They're horrible, typical Astra. So we need to sort new rear brakes out on it. Might even need a caliper on the back yet as well, because they're quite common on these. So we'll see. It's had a service kit ordered for it. Rock cover gasket we've done. Also on these, we usually change the thermostat coolant houses on the side and the pipe work to them because they usually break on Astras, petrols. So we do all them. Anyway, you can't really see it properly because it's on stands at the moment. But anyway, it's sold at asking price, which I'm really chuffed about. And he's got a Part X as well, which is, well, I'll show you what it is when it arrives, if we get the Part X. But I'm not sure what to do with this Part X, because it's a bit of a, I don't know, it's one of those vehicles which looks the part, but just scares the life out of me trying to retail. But we'll talk about that when it arrives the next week or so. Anyway, another contentious car, which we mentioned in the last video, was this one, the Vauxhall Viva, which is now here on site, as we can see. Little 1 litre petrol, done 64,000 miles on a 65 plate. Nice thing, these are effectively a Daewoo, or GM Chevrolet, Chevrolet Spark, but in the UK they named them Viva for some reason, not quite sure why, but there you go. It takes a 1 litre petrol, got a bit of leather in it, it's a high spec one, this one, aircon, bits and bobs on it, the little 1 litre 5-speed manual, not the same engine they use in the Corsa, it's a very different engine. I'm not sure what engine it is they use, I think someone out there will probably know, but it seems quite reliable, and I've worked on a few of these and serviced a few of these in a previous business and MOT quite a lot of them, and they don't seem too bad a car, these. They seem good news, to be honest. They seem more reliable than the equivalent Corsa. But anyway, what's the story behind this one? We bought this at the auction, and the contentious issue with it was it's on the register. It's a Category S, previous damage repaired. Now, I've checked the repair out from what I could see at the auction, I've stuck my head under it, and the repair's all right. It's been damaged on this corner. I can tell that because, one, when I had the bonnet up, you can see this light's been replaced. It's still got the numbers on it from the scrapyard where it's been sort of catalogued. So it's that light there, and I can tell my eagle eye, if I just see this, I can see this paint and this bonnet doesn't quite match. I mean, it's not horrendous, and most people wouldn't notice it, but when you've been doing this job that long as me, you do pick these things up, and you can just tell it's had this corner painted. Anyway, you expect that. It's a Category S repair car. You're going to notice there's been paint repair on it. The quality of the repair is the main thing, and in fairness, it doesn't look a bad car. It actually looks really presentable, which is the reason why I bought it. I wasn't something I was really going to go mad to buy. I bought it because it was in my budget. I was willing to pay for it, and I've always wanted to try and retail one of these because I think they're good news, and I get told by traders they're good news. So I had a go with it. We won it at the right money, and it drove really well all the way back. It does what a couple of drop links, actually, in fairness, a bit noisy, but engine and box and all that was good. And that's really it. So just basically want a little bit of a tidy up. I've only plonked it in the corner, even though it's sold, but not even touched it. Plonked it in the corner. He wants a few little bits like down here, there's some scuffs here on this bumper, which will come out. They'll all come out. They're only just superficial. A couple of little touch-ins here. Wants a good valet. He wants a new key, which I've had done. Got a new key made for it. There's a new key made today for it, because the original key, which was here, which is a non-functioning non-remote key, which is no good. So we've had to have that done today, which is another £100 out of the budget, which is a shame, but he needs it. You know, you can't give a car away with a key that's supposed to have central locking, it hasn't got it. So basically this one, obviously, being the Cat S, we obviously told the customer it was Cat S. They were aware when it was coming in it was Cat S. They were a subscriber to the channel, they were fully aware of what I had bought, explain it to them. Now, the reality had been, if that was a non-categorised vehicle, it'd be £4,500 retail. That's the retail on it with that mileage. However, it is a Category S, which effectively wipes off around 25–30% of its value. So you roughly would price it somewhere around £32.95, which is where we put it. The customer's happy with that, and they purchased it for that, which is good news. Like I said, otherwise, if they wanted a HPI clear one, it'd be another £1,000–1,200 need to pay for something that was clear. So it gives the opportunity for someone to buy a newer car like this, who otherwise probably wouldn't maybe not be able to afford it, or might not want to pay £4,500 or spend that much on a car. Everyone's got budgets. So I think at £32.95 it's a lot of car for the money. And obviously the main thing is it's been repaired well, which I believe it has been repaired reasonably well. Obviously we'll check it all over, make sure it's right for the customer. If there was any issues, obviously we'd reverse the deal and not do it. But like I said, we're going to get out in the workshop this week and sort that out and do a few little bits to it. Obviously it'll go out with a full MOT and fully serviced, warranty and stuff like that. With same principle, regardless of the car's history. We do the same for every car. So that's a good news. I know obviously some people wouldn't really want to buy that because it's Category S, and a lot of people would say I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. But there's still a market out there for people who would, and like I said, that market still needs facilitating, and like you can still sell cars, or even categorised stuff. I don't like buying them. I'm not a big salvage person by any shape or form at all, but occasionally I will grab the odd one, particularly if it's something interesting that I've never really traded on or sold before. I'd like to have a go of it, and that Reaver was one of them. So I thought, you know what, I'll have a go, and it paid off. At the end of the day, we've had a nice profit out of it. Still got a lot to do to it. Probably will end up spending more money out of it, but even if we spend on target, which I think we probably will, we've not done bad out of it, and the customer's getting a car that they wanted, which is good news.
Right, so I'm sure there's one other car. We sold 207, that was it. Looked at the board there. 207. We sold the 207 diesel as well, so that was in the corner. We saw it in a update video not long ago. A little 1.4 diesel, silver thing, 5-door. It's off site currently, that's why I've not pointed it out, having some MOT work done to it. So yeah, so this week we've done the 207, we've done the Astra Tourer, we've done the Viva, we've done the Polo, and we've done the Focus Titanium as well. So we've done 5 cars in, really 2 days, because we opened on Tuesday, and we were, today's Thursday. We also sold as well, which I forgot to mention, the Chevrolet Spark. That's gone, so that's why I've not shown you outside. But that was sold on Saturday, gone. Managed to turn that around really quick. We did that, and obviously I did a video on it recently, and that sold straight away. Asking price as well, $24.95. Customer loved it. Only needed to shove a service kit on it, a couple of tyres, and that was pretty much it. Strip and clean the brakes, and it was ready to roll. So we did all that as well. Paid its MOT, no problem. And like I said, now with a happy customer. So actually, really, this week it's been pretty decent, to be fair. Although we've now got that problem of effectively no stock again. We're down to sort of bare numbers. We've got a few bits probably coming online in the next few days, so we probably will rescue some of those numbers. But I think we're probably likely to sell a couple more yet. So we're not going to be much better off by Monday morning, I don't think. Which means next week we're going to have to go buy them. We're going to have to go back those auctions, which means more content and do a bit of filming. So we'll check that out as well. That's definitely coming. I am going to, I've got 3 auctions I'm planning on filming at in the next week or two. So there'll be plenty of auction content to film and show you guys. And hopefully in that content we buy some cars, because we're going to need them, because we need to refill that pitch up. Also as well, thanks to guys about the people got back to me about the content. I was throwing the idea out last time about sort of doing some more sort of in-depth content on cars themselves, so sort of like a buyer's guide, if you like. So for instance, I'm going to let you know, give you a bit of a heads up. The first one I'm going to do is the Toyota Aygo Citroen C1 107, because they're sort of bread and butter. So really, if you can't get one of these right, you probably shouldn't be buying and selling cars. But yeah, we're going to do one of those first, just basically give you sort of an in-depth sort of view of what I look for when buying them, what you need to look out for when buying them, prices, stuff like that. And hopefully it gives people who might be interested in maybe starting out sort of some background into what I'm buying and why. Also as well, people who might not be interested in buying and selling them, but just interested in the cars and actually want to know what the faults are, what the issues are, what is it from my experience of working on these cars, MOT-ing God knows how many of them, what we're looking out for when buying a Igo C1, 107 or whatever car we'll do in the future. I'll try and do one of these videos every week or every other week. Like I say, it's a slightly different content because it's going to be more in-depth about the car, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And this feedback I had from the last video suggested that there's a sort of thing that you might want to see. Like I said, always trying out new things. Oh, and finally as well, quick update on the Volvo XC70. The one we had on the channel a few weeks ago, which caused me a lot of earache. We actually went exported in the end. We exported it out to a guy who bought it and taken it back to Bulgaria. He actually got in touch with me the other day. He got home safe. Here's a picture of him with his Volvo. Safe in Bulgaria. So there we go. That's a nice ending to that one. So anyway, thank you for watching this video, guys. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe to the channel because it does help me out immensely. And I'll see you all in the next one.